No excuses. The story of Sarah. Sarah stared at the blinking cursor on her laptop screen, a familiar dread bubbling in her stomach. It was 11:47 p.m., and the marketing report due tomorrow morning was barely started. "I'm just too tired," she mumbled, stretching. "It's been a long day. I'll get up early and finish it." She closed the laptop, the tiny voice of self-deception already winning. This wasn't new. Sarah was a master of the excuse. "I'm not creative enough" was why she never pursued her passion for painting. "I don't have enough time" was why her side hustle idea remained just that, an idea. "It's too expensive" was why she hadn't signed up for the online course that could boost her career. Her life felt like a collection of missed opportunities, each one carefully justified by a perfectly logical reason. One dreary Saturday, scrolling through social media, she stumbled upon a video. It wasn't fancy, just a person talking directly to the camera, but their words hit her like a splash of cold water. The difference between who you are and who you want to be is what you do. Not what you say you'll do, not what you think you should do, but what you actually do right now, today. Something clicked. Sarah thought about all her excuses. Were they really impenetrable barriers or just comfortable walls she'd built to avoid discomfort? She decided to conduct an experiment. The next morning, instead of hitting snooze, she dragged herself out of bed at 6 a.m. Her mind screamed for more sleep, but she remembered the video. What you actually do, right now. She forced herself to sit at her desk and for just 15 minutes work on that online course she'd bought months ago and never opened. It was painful, but she did it. The next day, instead of complaining about being too busy for exercise, she put on her running shoes and stepped outside for a brisk walk. Her body protested, but she kept going, focusing on the simple act of putting one foot in front of the other. Slowly, almost imperceptibly at first, things began to change. The marketing reports were finished on time, often ahead of schedule, because she started them when she said she would. The creative spark, once suffocated by not good enough, began to flicker as she dedicated an hour a week to painting, no matter how tired she felt. Her side hustle, once a distant dream, started taking shape as she committed just 30 minutes a day to research and planning. The excuses still tried to creep in. "It's raining, I can't go for a run." But then she'd remember what you actually do, so she'd do an indoor workout. "I'm not inspired to paint today," but she'd pick up the brush anyway, knowing that action often precedes inspiration. Sarah learned that motivation doesn't always come first. Often it's the act of doing that creates the motivation. The satisfaction of taking a small step, of pushing past the mental barrier, became a powerful fuel. 5 minutes became 15, 15 became an hour. Small, consistent actions chipped away at the seemingly insurmountable mountains of her goals. She realized that her excuses weren't protecting her, they were imprisoning her. Freedom lay in the courage to take action, even when it felt inconvenient, even when she didn't feel ready, and especially when her inner voice tried to whisper, "No, not today." Sarah's life didn't transform overnight, but it did transform, one no-excuse action at a time. And she knew with absolute certainty that the only thing standing between her and everything she wanted was the decision to simply, undeniably, do it.